Welcome to the Metal Voice for the first time, all the way in
First
Los
time.
Angeles, California. Tracy G, guitarist extraordinaire. What's going on, Tracy?
Welcome to the Metal Voice.
Not much. I like your guys' setup there. The background and stuff is cool.
Yeah.
Hey, so, we've been wanting to have you on a long time. I'm glad you could make it. And, we'll walk you through, obviously, the DIO years, walk us through that. But we'd also like to know what you're doing these days and then anything you've got to promote or anything. That's what we're all about, is helping you to promote
Thank you.
your product.
I
Yeah.
totally appreciate it, man. Really. Yeah.
All right. So where do we start? Where should we begin? Let's begin at the beginning. Tracy was born at so in hospital. No, let's fast forward a little bit. Okay. We'll go through the sort of the DIO era, which we're really interested in, and then we could talk about after that, what you're doing, what's coming up, because you got tons.
Any questions? I try to keep busy. I do my best to just do music, and that's what I've always done, and that's what I still try to do. But some things get in the way, and you just try to keep putting stuff out there. And everything's changed with the social media and all the whole world, and but you just not 20 anymore, so everything's different. I can't push any buttons. I know nothing. I'm lucky I can make my noises and play my guitar, and that's all that's where I'm at. That's. So
All right.
Any questions you have about the DIO time, just let me know.
So how about this? You're in World War III with Vinny Appice, all right? And that sort of morphed into your DIO years. Walk us through World War III with Vinny Appice and sort of how the transition happened.
I remember that.
It was Vinny Appice and Jimmy Bain.
And Jimmy Bain, sorry,
Right.
yes.
So that's half of the DIO thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Which blew me away, for that time. But I already had the songs, the music for the songs, hooked up with Mandy, the singer. He put words to my riffs. There was something really dark and weird and goofy about how it worked. It really worked together, what he did, and I did. So he handed it to a guy named Don Arden.
Right.
Yeah.
Sharon Osbourne's father. He was managing Mandy. And their big problem was you couldn't find a guitar player to write for him. Like all the guitar players he found, Mandy already had World War III's lineups, but he just didn't have the right combination to, you need songs. You need songs. For any style of music, you need songs. I don't care what it is. You got to have something that's something. Whatever. We were obviously doing a heavy metal thing, so he was having trouble finding, a writer for himself. He does not play an instrument. He just does what he does. Mandy.
Mandy Lyon.
Very unique and very weird and very whatever you want to call it. But I was like, what the fuck is this? Cool, because I like weird shit. I do. So I was attracted to him, and I seen him play a couple times with the other band. I was like, and everybody in the audience would just be like, "What am I looking at? What is this thing?" The way he sung, the way he handled himself. He's an oddball, but I don't mind that. Anyway, I gave him the songs. Ended up being Time for Terror, Love You to Death. These type of songs. I gave him the music. A couple days, he wrote the lyrics. I went over and picked them up I had a little 4-track, Tascam 4-tracks, ran on by cassettes, if you remember those. I had one, recorded him on that, or make a demo of those songs. Instantly I knew, because there's something's there. I didn't know what, but when there's something there. When it just matches, he felt what I was already doing, so trying to make a long story short, he handed it in. Don Arden and his son David Arden was like, finally he found somebody to write for him. They already were interested in him, but him wasn't enough. He needed, the other parts. He goes, okay, let's get a rhythm section. So we did. We got a rhythm section, and we showcased for Don Arden and Hollywood Records. Peter Paterno, the president for Hollywood Records, 1990, said, we'll sign you guys. It was 1990, right around Christmas time. We made a demo, and then we needed a new rhythm section. So we wanted me and Mandy. They wanted me and Mandy, but they wanted to upgrade the rhythm section. I understand that. So a friend of mine found Jimmy Bain hanging out at the bar at the Troubadour here in Hollywood. Jimmy Bain wasn't in DIO. We hit him up. So there's this new heavy band. It's about to get signed. You want to meet him? Me and Mandy met with Jimmy Bain. We took him out to my little truck. We all sat in the cab, and we listened to the demos that we had made. And Jimmy Bain's like, and me and Mandy were like, "This is the real shit right here. This is, this is a real deal. Let alone Vinny." But that came a little later. Jimmy was like, "I'd love to play with you guys." So as far as we were concerned, he's in. But we had to have him audition for Don Arden and all that.
Yeah.
So we played with him once, and it was perfect. And he plays a perfect kind of bass for that kind of music, and Vinny plays a perfect kind of drums for that kind of music. I mean, they were perfect rhythm section. Anyway, we did a demo with another drummer. We got the deal, but the drummer had problems, and then the producer turned to us and said, "We need to hire like a session drummer, someone who gets it, someone's pro, because we're pretty excited about this project. It needs to be no weak link." We looked at Jimmy and said, "What's your buddy Vinny doing?" Because we're fans. We're fans of Jimmy and Vinny and Dio and that whole camp, of course. I don't know. So Jimmy Bain takes the demo to Vinny. Vinny's like, "I'm in. I'll play on your fucking record or whatever. I'll play in your band. More like, I'll play on the record. Give me this much money, I'll play on your record." So I dug deep into my bank account and paid him. Vinny Appice, and Jimmy was in the band already. We recorded the album. Fucking great.
I gotta pause you right there. So the transition. So Dio is at the lock up the wolves era, right?
Yeah, he had that already.
And Vinny and Jimmy are out. They're out of the band.
They're not even in Dio.
Exactly. They're not in the band anymore, right?
No. So it was like perfect timing.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Life is about timing, as we all know.
Right.
If the stars are aligned and it's supposed to be, things are supposed to be, right? So obviously, yeah, they weren't in Dio. And we had Jimmy Bain already, and now he got Vinny interested. And for my music, that's always been the perfect kind of rhythm section. But I never really dreamt I was going to get that caliber.
I bet.
It doesn't get much higher than that, right?
Yeah.
So there I am doing the first rehearsal with them, with my father, which isn't here no more, but it was my biggest fan. He came to the first practice, and my father was the only one sitting in the room. Tiny little room, Vinny, Jimmy, me, just blowing loud, and Crazy Man screaming. I mean, heavy, way heavy. And my dad's like, "All right," because my dad was like that. He loved that shit. He was like, "This is sick." Okay. So we made the album with Vinny. Jimmy made the album, went on tour. And that's how I met those guys. And then, that album did what it did. It was like one tour real quick, and just of the States. Biggest gig we did was Irvine Meadows with Iron Maiden and Anthrax. We opened up. I feel if the band stayed together for 2 or 3 albums, we would have really made a difference, but we didn't. After the year, Vinny got asked to go with Ronnie and do Black Sabbath and do Dehumanizer. So there he goes. Jimmy wasn't around anymore. He liked to party a lot. He was up with CC DeVille doing their thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm left with Mandy. That only lasted a little bit because he was a handful, so I only took so much, and I told him to go get fucked. And that was that. So I started another little group, basically started over from the beginning. Only credit I had was World War III, really, and a bunch of local bands before that, but World War III, some people knew about. Went to book one gig, and I got a call from Vinny now. It's like 93.
But I'm going to pause you right there. Don Arden, he was your manager for World War III. Was that official?
Yes.
Was he like the gangster everybody thought he was? Was he like, okay, boys, what are you doing for me?
We never saw no hanging out from the window and shit. Heard about it? We never saw it. I never saw it, but we were halfway scared of him. I mean, he had a big name, as you guys know, and anyone that knows anything knows. Did with his son a lot. They're all real kind to us, very, very nice.
Good.
Yeah, Don did have that reputation, but he knew who he knew, and he's the one that got us the first and only deal we got. World War III was.
So there's no like guns on the table or anything like that. No funny stuff.
No, but we were waiting for it, We didn't know. Got to watch our P's and Q's, but anyway, that went, and then he couldn't really get us another deal in LA because he said we'd already gotten dropped. We got dropped from Hollywood once that first year was done.
And now the music scene has changed in '93 as well, right?
You got grunge coming in and all that stuff. Starting to change, so we got dropped. So now what? Well, let's try to get another deal. Well, he didn't want to really be part of us anymore. So now we're on our own. And that's when I got it with Mandy. So I split with him and started my own thing again by myself from scratch. So there we go. So that's where I'm at. And then I got the call from Vinny to audition for DIO's new lineup.
That's like, whoa, right? That's like, whoa, wait a second. It's like the phone is falling off the, right?
Wait a minute. He goes, you want to come down and, audition for DIO? Real quick, I saw in the paper, DIO, Vinny Appleseed, Jimmy, Bain, looking for a new guitarist, going to start, a new thing. And I thought, now that's the gig to get, But wait a minute, those fuckers know me. They know me, not DIO, but Jimmy and Vinny. They know me. If they think anything of me at all, they're going to tell him about me. I'm not going to call and kiss ass and say, "You remember me?" No, I just don't do that. I guess you should, but I don't. Fuck it. You already know me or you don't. So if I get the call, it's supposed to be. I'd see. I'm one of those guys. So I got a call. Vinny Appleseed says, "Come on down and audition for DIO." I'm like, "Well, let me check my calendar." Right?
Yeah.
Gotta wash my hair.
I'll probably be busy that day.
It's like, am I going to win the musical lotto or what? No, you never win the lotto, but I'm going to go down there anyway. And I did. I went down there one day and I sat up with my fucked up shit, my fucked up guitar, everything I own, the whole thing. But I'm playing with Jimmy Bain and Vinny. I've already toured them in an album with them. Ronnie's in the corner. We're just playing anything, and it sounds heavier than anything DIO's ever done, as far as I'm concerned, because the way I play, a combination with those guys, forget about it. That's it. So for me, I'm like, if he doesn't get this, it's not supposed to be, because it's heavier and greater than anything I've ever been part of. And so he sent me home. Nobody said anything. They played that thing. Nobody tells you nothing. So a month go by, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to get that gig because I don't win the lotto. And then they called me again. I said, it's down to 3 guys. Come on back. He wants you to come back. I go, oh, my God. Great. So there I go. I played. And instead of them sending me home with not saying nothing, I cornered Ronnie in the corner, never playing one DIO song, just jamming on making up new stuff. Ronnie just ad-libbing, no DIO stuff, no. Just he wanted to see if he could find a guitar player that could write, and be somewhat unique, not the same old. And so we jammed, and then I stopped Ronnie. I said, hey, I usually don't say much. I'm on the quieter side, but this time I better speak up. I'm about 30 years old at the time. 32, so I thought maybe it's time for me to start speaking up because I usually don't say shit. So I said, hey, I know you can get any guitar player on the planet that you want, and it's going to be great. But you're like one of the world's greatest singers, period, let alone Vinny and Jimmy. Come on. So it's going to be great no matter who you get, but I love the gig, obviously. And he started laughing. And I said, I think we together can make probably the heaviest DIO record that's ever been. And that's what I truly felt. So I felt good to tell him that. I said, so let's go, and he goes, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Warner Brothers,
get off the pot.
Warner Brothers already gave him a list of guitar players to try. That was his label. He had a couple more guitar players to go through. He goes, I want to go through them because they gave us a list. We don't want to just leave people out.
Who were they? Who were the other two?
I don't even know. I know guys like Roy Z auditioned. They they talked to Neil Sean, Yngwie, Michael Schenkel because they wanted like an all-star band, but there was too much ego with those guys.
That was called contraband.
He goes, no, before they got me, he said to Vinny and Jimmy, we should get somebody a little less known so it's not so, there's too much ego going on. So I walk in there like nobody, Anyway,
in your first audition, did you play Black Sabbath songs or DIO songs?
No song at all.
Just
wow.
What do you got? You got any riffs? And that's all I am. That's all I do. Well, how about this one? How about this one? How about this one?
Were you nervous? Were you nervous being in the room there? DIO's there. You're saying
I was a little nervous, but more excited. And then Vinny and Jimmy, it's like it felt like home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like home. We were playing riffs that Jimmy would just jump into with me, and Vinny would just jump on, and sounded like a song already. And there's Ronnie sitting over there, having to listen to that, going, "This could be my new band." It's not like my own band. It didn't sound like Craig Goley or Vivian Campbell or nobody. And those guys can hold their own, we know. But I don't follow nobody, and I don't follow them. I'm following, Jeff Beck and Richie Blackmore, Tony Iommi. That's what I grew up on. I didn't grow up on the '80s guitar players. I'm older than that, right?
Right. So
I'm playing this weird shit, but metal, but fucking it all up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Strange Highways ended up being.
There it is.
Yeah. And
but wait a second. I cut you off. So you didn't get the gig yet.
No, I was talking to him, telling him,
You cornered him.
And he goes, Warner Brothers has that list. You're on that list, which blew my mind. I go, I am. I go, wow. All right.
And it came from Warner Brothers. It didn't come from Jimmy and Vinny.
I wonder how it got on the list. Well, that makes me feel good. Well, good luck. 3 days later, then I get a call from Vinny again. Okay, you're in the band. You're the guitar player. Go tell your dad you're in the band. Because he knew my dad. He knew how supportive he was, and my mom. They're real supportive. And I go, is this your idea or his idea? He goes, oh, no, this is his band. This is his call. I go, well, because to back up, he had let Ronnie hear the World War III album just to say, what do you think of this guitar player? He wasn't a fan of it. It was like, well, the singer's horrible, so no. But he wasn't trying to find a singer. The guitar player, it sounds too noisy, industrial. Because I don't play like any of his old guitar players. I wasn't playing like that. I was playing like whatever, however I play. He goes, I don't know. He wasn't but he ended up giving me a shot. And he did. And I ended up changing his mind. Maybe it's a combination of my personality and everything. I don't know. But I got the gig, and I was there for 6 years.
Yeah, I get it. Let's back up, okay? So now you're going, okay, we're going to Strange Highways. This is a new album. I mean, was the material written? I mean, did you help him write?
Not a song.
Not a song.
Not one song was written. And a lot of people ask me, are those songs from Dehumanizer? Because it kind of sounds heavy. And I go, well, no. I love Dehumanizer, but I love Sabbath. And I grew up on Tony Iommi and that whole thing. And that's why it's heavy. It's heavy because that's who I like. But no, I already had these riffs. Or if I didn't have the riff, I would just start playing off the top of my head, and they would join in until Ronnie goes, "Hey, what's that?" "I don't know." "Well, do it for more." He would guide us around because he knew what he wanted to sing, or he knew how he wanted to sing, and he knew what sounded good, and he was happy with this new heavy sound. And some of the riffs I had in my older bands, like '80s bands that never went anywhere, but I would throw them at Vinny and what about this? And Pain was one, and there was a couple songs in there that were older riffs to me. What's that? Blood from a Stone was one, and Bring Down the Rain was one. Those are riffs I already had. Love You to Death. Oh no, that's a World War III song.
But
How did it go from Jimmy Bain to Jeff Pilson?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I'll tell you. So there I am. I'm there for about a week practicing with Dio. All of a sudden, I go to practice and no Jimmy Bain. I didn't get into the business a lot because I don't get into nothing a lot. I just try to play my guitar. And Jimmy's not there. What happened to Jimmy? We had some problems with him. So, management, money things. It's between them. I really don't know, but he's not going to be with us. So we need a bass player. Jeff Pilson lived around the corner from where we practiced, North Hollywood. We're going to go. Vinny's a real good friend of Jeff's. We're going to go and ask Jeff if he knows any bass players because Jeff knows lots of people. We're going to just go over his house. So I waited there at the practice place and just played my guitar. They come back with Jeff Pilson. "Hey, this is Jeff Pilson. Nice to meet you, Jeff. Nicest guy in the world," right? Just like that. Hey, and very talented. He's like a chameleon. He could play any style bass, sings like a bird, writes good. Just a good guy, good player, as far as I'm concerned. And nice to meet you, man. He goes, "Well, I'm your new bass player." "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to play bass for you guys now." I go, "Whoa, what about Dawkins?" "Well, I'm in Dawkins, but they're not doing shit, and I have time to do this, so let's go." And that's it. We had written a couple of songs already, a little bit with Jimmy Bain, but when Jimmy Bain left, there was about a week of absence, so Ronnie got on the bass. And I was showing Ronnie how to play Pain. Here, this is how you play Pain, and he's a good enough musician to pick up on stuff. So Ronnie filled in something for us. We would jam like that. But then Jeff came and took it. And we went to Jesus, Mary, and the Holy Ghost and all the rest of the songs. Firehead and everything. Jeff helped with everything. Vinny helped with everything. I helped with everything. And Ronnie did all the vocals. Nothing was written before.
And what instigated finally that the credits are being shared amongst the writers? Because up until then, it was all melodies and lyrics by Ronnie James Dio.
And it still was. It still is. Yeah, it still was. And then you got 100%. Then 50 was Ronnie with all lyrics and the words. Okay. The other 50 is left for whoever wrote the music.
Okay.
Tracy, Vinny, and Jeff. Some songs just me and Ronnie are on. If you look at the credits, you could see what's
Yeah.
some whatever. I got a piece of every song because I wrote every song. I helped write every song, and they did too. But some of them they didn't. So it's just me and Ronnie, or me, Vinny and Ronnie, me, Jeff and Ronnie.
I think, Alan, it was even the same way back in the day, like Vivian Campbell and all those guys.
Probably.
I don't know. I think it was. But
that's kind of how it went.
Yeah, Give Her the Gun. Now here we're talking. We had rainbows and dragons and Feeling Good. Now we're talking about Give Her the Gun, which is a great tune. It was a great song.
Let me explain that time that I joined in '93. For whatever reason, Ronnie goes, "Okay, my equipment's all fucked up. My equipment's not nice. My pedal board isn't nice. I'm not nice. Nothing about me looks nice or nothing. I'm just a fucking guy with a fucked up guitar, burned. I burned it on the stove. It's all burned up. Looks like driftwood. I got that image, if you want to call it that." So I don't know what happened, but Ronnie goes, "You know what? No more rainbows, no more fantasies, no more castles, no. I'm done with that. I want to write about what's going on in the world today. Child molesters, people with guns, assholes, people today, now. government all fucked up. The whole world's all what are we living in?
Yep.
So that's why that album goes a little different direction. And a lot of the fans were like, huh? What? Where's my rainbow? Where's my,
Yeah.
where's my, okay, well, who's this fucked up guitar player? He doesn't play the solos correct when they play live. I got all that, and I love it, cool.
Well, you went on tour, right? And
Wait a minute. On my behalf, when I grew up and I saw Jimmy Page, Richie Blackmore, Tony Iommi, Eddie Van Halen. When I went to see my guys, none of them played their solos the way the album went. And you guys know that. They play what the fuck they want. They play what they feel. They're artists. They play what they do. They play for the now, right now. And that's the way I play. Sorry, everybody that doesn't get it, but I don't play like Vivian Campbell and Craig Goley and sit and learn their solos are like me speaking and me singing. Sorry, here I go.
So what you're saying, Tracy, is you could have done those solos note by note.
I could have tried and got him close, kind of close. I might not have ever really sounded, perfectly because I'm not that kind of player. But Ronnie never told me. If Ronnie the boss, he's the boss, right? If he would have said, "Okay, you could be in this band, but when we play live, man on a Silver Mountain, you better copy Richie Blackmore exactly." Well, I would have sure tried. Which I wouldn't have.
Actually, to Richie Blackmore's credit, he actually doesn't play the same solo twice.
What I just said.
Yeah.
Except for, I think, Highway Star. That's about it.
You know what I mean? There's parts of solos that stand out, and there's other parts that are just noodling around. Oh, I play the same way. We all play the same way. There's like melody. There's signature licks that and I would do those. The ones that stuck out to me, but then the ad-lib part, I'm ad-libbing. Does anybody know what ad-libbing is? Well, not everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
But, shut up.
You make it up as you go along.
I'm fucking playing. Yeah, I'm feeling.
Tracy, I'm in your camp. When I go see a live show, I want to see feeling. I want to see making up. I want to see, but there was a lot of people back then saying what you just said, right? There was a lot of reviews coming out saying he's not playing the solo.
Yeah, and he's telling later around 99. By 99, he's telling Wendy. They're telling Wendy and Ronnie, and they're getting messages that this guitar player's not playing the stuff right. So let's stop Tracy from playing and get Craig Goley. But wait a minute. Ronnie goes, I really like Tracy. I like him. Let's keep him as a rhythm guitar player. That didn't go over too good.
No, I don't think.
I was like, no thanks. I'll just, you thank you very much. I'm honored that I got to do what I got to do. You go and do your thing, and I'll go and do my thing.
So you're on Strange Highways tour, and I looked at the tour dates. Ronnie's coming off of Black Sabbath and Dehumanizer. There's a little more momentum happening because of it. And I saw that you were playing theaters, right? How was the tour, that Strange Highways tour in general?
Killer. I mean, our very first gig tour was in Greece.
Yeah.
That's where we started in Europe.
Yeah.
93. And sold out that first place like 3 nights in a row. And again, I'm in awe. I'm like, wow, I'm in Greece and I don't know one person. No family, no nothing. And usually I play locally and all my cousins and friends and family are there or whatever, I have nobody. I'm like, wow. And we're playing mostly stuff off of Strange Highways then. And a few of his main old songs that are big giant hits, Great, awesome reception. There's a couple kids in the front row flipping me off, but Ronnie goes, don't worry about that. They used to do that to Vivian Campbell too. Because Vivian Campbell wasn't Richie Blackmore, Tony Iommi. I mean, every musician has his favorite people, and people are people. People do what people do. So I go, okay, I won't worry. I wanted to kick the guy in the head. But, we can't do that. Yeah, so, okay. He's standing there flipping you off,
What did the label? So now you're on tour with Strange Highways. Was the label happy? Were they?
I really wasn't in touch with them because, like I said earlier, I didn't talk to them, and the most I met was our A&R guy, which was real cool. His name is slipping my mind right now. He ended up producing Green Day. That guy, I can't remember his name. Rob Cavallo was our A&R guy, and we went to dinner with him, and he was over the moon about the band. He used to tell me finally Ronnie got the right lineup and blah 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 blah. So I don't know. As we went, I can't say if they were happy or sad, but as far as I'm concerned, do I remember any shitty shows or down shows? Or no, it was just all deal. She signed my autograph. I mean, amazing. That's all I could say.
So you got this fire-breathing dragon of a band, the heaviest, like you said, probably that Dio's ever been. You're going into the next album. What's Ronnie's vision? Is it like you said, I want to focus on current lyrics about modern situations, or what's his overall vision going into the second album?
Talk about what album?
Angry Machines.
Angry Machines.
Okay, well that was all different now. Whoa, wait a minute. Now it's different. I told you about Strange Highways, but if you notice, Angry Machines, it's a different album and it sounds different. It's a different vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why? Well, it's a different year. It's a different record company. It's a different people are in.
It was Spitfire.
Mayhem. I got the Mayhem copy.
I got Spitfire right here.
All over the map. They want Ronnie to go back to Holy Diver days. They want Ronnie to produce it, not Mike Frazier. They want to make money. They want what Ronnie did in Holy Diver, 1980. They want that. And I'm thinking, huh? But I know that's as far as it went. He's the boss. Let's cut the guitar solos out. Guitar solos aren't in anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, you invented guitar, huh? So that means Tracy's out. I mean, Tracy's back now. So even if there is a guitar solo, it's going to be back in the mix. It's not even the album's not even guitar orientated. Strange Highways took a week per song to kind of finish that song. Angry Machines, it was a month per song. That's the difference.
Boy. Wow.
Over. No. I was running out of riffs, and I don't run out of riffs, but I was like, I don't know what else to play. I mean, because a month a song, that's a lot of shit thrown away. Like, what? No. They were on Ronnie's. They were bugging Ronnie too much. We were going through bass players. We had a couple different bass players in and out. Jeff ended up coming back and helping us with that album, and then somebody else helped. It was a different vibe. We were practicing in a different place. It wasn't the vibe of Strange Highways at all. And then you could hear it in the music. Yeah. We even did a Jeff Pilson song. Jeff wrote the words. Jeff wrote the music. Jeff wrote everything. He demoed the song and said, here. Ronnie liked it. He goes, we're going to do Jeff's song, like doing a cover. But it was Jeff's song. Good song. But Ronnie, in all the DIO records ever, I've never remember him doing somebody else's lyrics. Do you?
No. Stay out of my mind. Stay out of my mind.
Hard one.
Stay Out of My Mind is Jeff Pilson's song. He gave us all credit just to give us a little credit.
What a sweetheart.
Just so we'd put it on there. But I mean, Ronnie's reaction to me at the time was, well, we'll be closer to being done with this. That says it all right there.
That about says it all, yeah.
Yeah.
But look, there are some great songs.
I'm telling you this because it's the truth. You guys care and you want to hear. People that listen to it, hopefully they want to hear. And I'm not trying to rag on anybody in the band or
right.
That's the way it was. Ronnie was down and he wasn't happy, and he was still trying to write about other things other than rainbows. But that's his choice.
Is it true the label wanted to get Vivian Campbell back? Is there any truth to that?
They might have put Vivian. I don't know. He was always over there doing other things, as we know. So I don't know what was between them. I don't know. And I just heard by the end of Anger Machines, well, the next album we make, we're going to have guest artists. We're going to bring in other. I heard
Oh
that.
boy.
Yeah, and I just thought, oh boy. So,
Well,
it was.
I'm kind of assuming. So you're coming off of Strange Highways. The tour was pretty decent. You did theater shows.
I don't know how many records we sold. It must have not sold as much as Holy Diver and those big ones. So, it was not 1980, and it is weird. Instead of sticking to our guns and just doing another Strange Highways and after about 3 Strange Highways, I believe the fans would have joined in and said, "Oh shit," and started to follow. But somebody wants to make money quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Business people, right? Labels like that. They don't want to fucking wait around.
There are some great songs there, like Institutional Man. What do you remember about that song?
A great album. There's, people put it down, but even it's better than a lot of the DIO. I mean, again, there's great parts and there's great songs. Maybe in 10 years it'll be appreciated. It's that kind of thing. I don't know. I listened to it the other day and I haven't heard it. I go, what the fuck are we playing? We're doing 7/8 and 5/4. We're doing, those are the shit I grew up on, like that weird shit, And, real quick, Institutional Man has a chorus that goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That's in 5. No DIO song is in 5.
Not many songs are.
That part's in 5, but it's with the baritone guitar and it's heavy. And Ronnie said to us another little story. He goes, "Vinny, Tracy, what am I supposed to sing over that? Like, listen to it." Vinny, not a singer. Vinny goes, "Just sing over the top of it, like fly over the top of this thing going, like a machine, an evil machine. Sing over the top of it." Perfect. He did. Perfect. Great. Love it. But we as musicians appreciated it, me and Vinny and Jeff and stuff. But I think his regular fan was going, huh?
Yeah.
But, real musicians, why do we play and what do we write for? What are we doing? Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, all about the people. We got to write we got to play. We got to play what my wife likes. I got to play what my girlfriend likes. Yeah. Huh? That's not how I approach it. I play what I feel.
Another great song, Double Monday.
I mean, that's not in 4. Dun, 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 dun. That's in 7. What's that? People are like, "What's that?" Well, you guys know what it is, but see, people don't. But it is a great fucking song. It's a great riff and it's hooky. You guys know, yeah.
In the recording studio, doing Double Monday, what was the trials and tribulations on that?
The whole record, we played it live. I mean, we played it live and then we went back and fixed mistakes, but we've already rehearsed it and it just, Vinny's over there and Jeff's over there and me and Jeff were over there and and maybe in the control room or whatever, and Vinny's out there that they got isolate the instruments and we just played through that shit. Hollywood Black, going back to Strange Highways, there's all kinds of parts and weird shit going on with these songs. Give Her the Gun has all these parts. But what a song. I mean, I listen to it now, I pat myself on the back, I go, it wasn't just me. It was that whole thing. It's beautiful. I thank God that I was able to do that with those guys because they're all so talented and wow.
Yeah, that's if you could just elaborate. I mean, Vinny's one of my favorite drummers. We've had him on the show. He's a great guy, just a fantastic guy. And you listen to the drumming on this album, and I mean, he's been Holy Diver right through until Angry Machines. The fills, everything he does is just, for myself, I find unbelievable.
He's the meat and potatoes. He's a human click, and he just feels. he feels that I can play better with him than any drummer ever. And I played with some great fucking drummers. I mean, I played with some great drummers, with Mike Tirana, Ray Lucero, Simon Phillips. I could keep naming just really great world class drummers.
Yeah, those are world class.
Fucking Vinny's like, forget about it. Yeah.
This is your life.
Give me some meatballs.
You got probably one of the most haunting tracks that Dio's ever done is This Is Your Life, which is sort of a testament to his life.
Beautiful,
right?
Beautiful song. Here's the story. My friend Dave Cervantes, he makes guitars. He's one of those guitar guys. He makes me this thing called a baritone guitar. I don't know what it is. And he goes, low tuning started getting popular in the 90s. Check this out, man. Or I should say seven strings guitar. 7-string guitars, the necks are too big for my hands. They feel all stupid. I go, make me a 6-string that I can tune fucking low and go down there. So he makes me a 6-string that you can tune low. I bring it into the DIO practice. I don't plug it through a Marshall. I just plug it in like, Marshall, but I clean it up so it's nice and clean. And those guitars now sound like a giant piano. When you play chords, they're like beautiful and dark. So I start to play a C chord. If anybody could play guitar, you know what a C chord is? Just a C chord. It's like a normal chord. It's a pretty chord, but this sounds sad because it's tuned down to B or something. I play the C chord, but I keep the C chord, the shape, and I move it up the neck and down the neck, and that became strange. That became This Is Your Life. And Ronnie's all, what the fuck is that? I go, I don't know. It's typical.
It's not rhythm guitar.
It's not rhythm. No, I'm just playing chords, right? I didn't have that the day before anything. It's just in the room. I play it. We record it. He writes This Is Your Life with no piano, that guitar. Yeah. No drumming, put a little bit of keyboard, some orchestration, maybe some little, no drum beat, just kind of a floater song. Ended up going to record that song. Beautiful lyrics. Beautiful song, beautiful title. He goes to record the song. I wasn't there that day. He went ahead and had Scott, the keyboard player, replace all the guitars with just a piano player. For whatever reason, it sounded more traditional, and just him singing, beautiful. That's what you get. That's what you got. But fast forward, I'm out of the band now, doing my own thing. So I demoed This Is Your Life back to the original guitar, and it's on YouTube now, and it's got a lot of hits. A friend of mine sang it, not as good at Dio, but he did a hell of a job. But it's done the way I would have did it. And it's got all the baritone guitar and just haunting, scary bitching. Oh yeah.
There's got to be a version somewhere of that still in the vaults or something.
Of Ronnie.
Of Ronnie singing with my baritone, but that's also on YouTube somewhere.
Oh, okay. All right. So there are.
You got to kind of look for it, but it's not with the piano. It's with the guitar.
Yeah,
but it's not a normal guitar, so it sounds like a piano because I'm so low. But
right.
It's that clean baritone guitar, and it's different. It's completely different.
That song is just as good as anything off of Holy Diver and Last in Line.
I
know.
The credit to that song, the credits, if you look at the credit, it's just me and his name.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just me and him because none of the other guys had a part in that. I wrote this music, and he helped with the arrangement, and of course Ronnie with the words, and played it at his funeral and everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Great.
The Dio tribute album is the only one that they left off him singing, and
what a honor to be part of that song.
You were definitely.
People don't like me, Tracy. No, they don't even know I wrote, but they love that song. They don't even know I helped write it.
Why does everybody hate you? I didn't even know all these things. Why do people don't like you? I didn't know that.
No, it's the majority of the Dio fans.
Yeah.
Complaining that I wasn't the right guitar player for Dio. I didn't copy the solos right. I was like, made too much sound effects, and I played,
you got stuck. You got stuck in the bad. Like, how you had good timing in your life, even
Yeah.
though your timing was good, the industry timing was bad.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened, right?
Yeah, that's okay. That whatever it's supposed
But
to be.
yeah. Dying in America. Listen to that song, "Dying in America." It's another phenomenal. It's catchy too,
Yeah.
right?
I'm glad you guys get it, because not everybody.
Well, you wouldn't be on if we didn't get it.
I've been interviewed by people that are not for me. They're kind of want to.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me their numbers. Dying in America. Tell me about Dying in America. What? It's melodic. It's a good song, and I could see this as a group effort, right? That wrote it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like all the other songs. It was just riffing at practice, and we had a bass player near the end named Jerry Best.
Very bad.
Came in and he went to South America with us, but he played and he came up with one of those riffs that was either Dying in America or it was God Hates Heavy Metal.
That was the bonus.
That's a song on one of those songs. I can't remember. He had the riff, so we just went along with him, and we went to different places. We tuned down to D. That was real popular, and that is real popular. That's killer. Dio doesn't have a lot of songs in the Dio catalog in D. Back to Strange Highways, Angry Machines. Everything I ever did with Ronnie was the first era that he ever was tuned to E flat. Like all his Dio records are
they're all in standard tuning.
Standard tuning. I grew up on Motley Crue, Van Halen, people tuning to E flat for it makes it easier on the singer, and it's a little heavier. So I grew up on that. So when I joined the band, I go, Ronnie, would you mind if we tuned to E flat? He goes, oh, that would make it heavier. And I go, oh yeah. He goes, okay. So from Strange Highways on, that's what we did. And Angry Machines was all E flat, but then some things are in D. The low string tuned to D, and that helped it even be a little heavier. And we like heavy. I like heavy.
What was that tour like? So okay, you did the album. The album gets released on. I'm saying Spitfire. Alan's saying
This one I think is Mayhem.
It wasn't it was great, but it had its little quirky little things happening. But probably wasn't as positive as Strange Highways because it was the second one, and people were complaining about things that what's wrong with the guitar player because he's not playing it right, or I met a fan once saying, how come you didn't play as much soloing? Because I wasn't, because they told me cut back on the soloing because solos aren't in no more.
They're not in.
Because Nirvana and Soundgarden, they don't know how to solo. Well, I mean, I love those bands, but they should go back, take some fucking lessons and learn then. Oh no, we don't feel that. Oh, okay, but I do. So, but I got cut down. Yeah. And so some fans were like pissed off about that, and I don't blame them. Like, hey man, where's the shredding guy? That's what they're known for. Sorry, man, whatever. Yeah.
The shredding guy joined Def Leppard.
Yeah, and now doesn't shred. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but then I did get to play classic songs like off the Richie Blackmore stuff.
Well, you're talking about Inferno now. The live album, right?
Yeah. Now I'm going off to the live album, but we went into when we would play live in Europe. We did down da da down down da da down down da down 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 Rainbow Rising, and oh my God, these are things that I grew up on. So I got to play my version of those songs, which wasn't like Richie, but who gives a shit? I was just like holding notes forever, right? Oh yeah. Ronnie,
look at this. You played the Mob Rules, right? You played Last in Line, Rainbow in the Dark, Mistreated, right?
Oh, Mistreated. Oh,
you played Heaven and Hell, Stand Up and Shout.
Real fast story. I'm at practice for one of the days, and we're practicing, and I just out of the room. I play the lick to Mistreated. Ronnie turns to me and goes, "That's my favorite tune I ever did with Blackmore." I go, really? That blues? He goes, oh, hell yes. I go, well, let's throw it in the set. We're getting ready to put a set together for Angry Machines. He goes, let's do it. Vinny hates blues. Vinny hates to play the blues. He hates it. He's not a fucking...
Dun, dun, dun,
Hey,
dun,
but,
dun,
but, you know,
dun, 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 dun.
singers and guitar players feel different. And for me, as a guitar player, to have a singer like Ronnie and play a blues with him, probably the greatest thing in the world, right? Yeah. So that we played that and hooked it with that other one of his songs that are real popular. That's that mellow song. I forget what it's called. That real mellow one. I can't remember the names, but we hooked.
Well, you played After All. I think that was a Black Sabbath Dehumanizer.
We played one, I.
Oh,
And
Wow.
oh,
Okay.
what a song!
Favorite songs. After All, I. Oh,
This,
love.
you know, I wish I would have seen the Angry Machine tour. You didn't play Montreal, Canada on that tour. You were.
Okay.
It was mostly Europe and the U.S. Wow, what a tour that must have been!
Not all the tour we played those songs, but there was a chunk of the tour where I remember I and After All, down. Come on, that's Sabbath that's the heaviest Sabbath for me. You know what I mean? That reminds me of Children of the Grave or Sweet Leaf and that stuff that I grew up on. Those riffs,
Yeah.
Into the Void. I mean, come on, that's stupid.
You know, the Inferno. I don't know, Alan. Do you have the Inferno album there? I have it somewhere in the back. But I got to tell you, that's probably my favorite live album by Dio because you got a little bit of the old, you got a little bit of the new, and you got the Sab, you got the Dio stuff, the classic, and you got the new stuff. So it's just it's such a perfect live album. And you know what? I like not hearing Vivian solo. Not that I don't appreciate Vivian solo. I'm just saying I like to hear somebody change it up. And Iommi solos change it up. I mean, that's kind of what I like.
That's what I was going for, but I just kept hearing
stupid fans. Those stupid fans.
Doesn't do the Vivian Campbell lit, huh?
I love Vivian Campbell too. Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong. The guy's a fucking great guitar player. I'm not ripping on him at all. It's just, and I said the things I'm saying about the fans to some other podcast guy. I got Blabbermouth grabbed it and Tracy's talking shit about the fans. You know that? They want to always rip. I'm the bad guy. I'm the, and some of the fans, hey, I appreciate, I got some emails from them, and messages.
Good.
Hey, man, we appreciate, I said a lot, I'll say it again, a lot of fans, heavy metal fans are in a box. They don't listen to any other types of music or fills or no flamenco or fucking blues or whatever. There's all kinds of great music in the world. It's not just heavy metal, sorry. But some of them, not all of them, are just walked into, and that's fine. But just shut up if you don't like something different.
That's a headline. Shut up.
I say stuff like this because then we'll get right.
I know.
But for all the reasons you just explained and your style of playing, is there any point that Dio said, wait a minute, what's that? Wait a minute. No, that's too far. We can't do that. You got to kind of get back to the song and the.
No, at one time I remember only thing he ever said to me that was kind of like no is one time we were practicing and I was having fun with my pedals. I like to make a lot of noise, a lot of sound effects within the music. And he goes, I stepped on the pedal board, and then the next song I stepped on the pedal board. He goes, hey, if you keep doing that, people are going to think that's all you know how to do. Because it overtakes, it wants to overtake, and that's why I do it. Instead of me going like this,
right.
I just go like that and let the effect take it and then come back. It's my own trip, But he said that to me, and my answer was, he goes, people are going to think that's all you know how to do. And I said, good. That was my answer to him. I wasn't like, okay, Ronnie, yes, sir. No, it's like, just like when I joined the band, his roadie said, I got this pedal board like a piece of shit, a piece of plywood with duct tape, influenced by Eddie Van Halen's first pedal board. Just a piece of shit. It's just junk. But I know it. And the roadie goes, Ronnie's not going to let you take that on the road. You're going to have to get a real pedal board. I go, well, he's going to have to get a different guitar player then. See, that was my attitude. I have like this attitude, like, what? It went on the road. Ronnie made an ample case for it and named it Igor. That's what it ended up being. That's what it goes. That's what I used for the whole.
You should have responded Tom Morello. That's what you should have said.
You know, he makes a bunch of songs. He makes a bunch of songs.
All he does. He does what he does. Right?
Yeah,
that's okay. That's all right.
Tommy Bolin and Hendrix did too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I learned.
Yeah. Tommy Bolin didn't sound like Richie Blackmore.
Tommy Bolin used to get the Echoplex and remember and do that word. I'm like Jimmy Page and his thing and his theremin. Wait a minute, you could do that. You know, I was a young kid. I go, I want to add that to the scales and the riffs and the rhythms and everything. And that's what I do. And it's just influence from people. And I'm not sounding like any of those guys, but none of those guys sound like you just said. Tommy Bolin didn't sound like Richie Blackmore, but he was in Deep Purple.
I'm sure he got a few fingers too.
Oh yeah. I mean, there was a lot of.
So what, like you're on the tour for Angry Machine. There's a couple of fans who want to hear the solos as is, but overall, was the mood like shit? Things aren't going so well, or things are okay. You know, what was the mood like? What, you feeling like panicking in the background? People running around with papers?
No,
you know,
it was fine. I didn't. It was all, the vibe was good to me. I didn't. You know, we did shoot a couple videos that never came out. We shoot Hunter of the Heart, and Double Monday. We made a video before the people were led into the gig. We shot like a video with 3 or 4 cameras. But for whatever reason, they were never released.
What about other like? Okay, we have that bonus track. What was it called again? Heavy metal. God Hates Heavy Metal. What was it?
Yeah, that was for Japan or something.
Okay, but is there any other songs that were left over? Nothing.
No.
Videos, complete shows. Nothing.
Videos, maybe. Because I told you, a couple of videos I know I was part of that were real, you know, like MTV videos type thing with the real cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
Not just an iPhone or something.
Sure.
But never saw them. They're somewhere.
So 96, Angry Machines, you've done the tour. It's now getting towards the late 90s. How did it just either fall apart or come to an end there?
Live album, get a call from Wendy. Yeah, get a call from Wendy first. Why don't you play rhythm guitar? We don't want you out of the band. We want you to play rhythm guitar, and a record company wants to add one of our old guitar players, or Craig Goldie, to play lead guitar, but you'll be like playing rhythm. I go, no, I don't think so. Oh, well, you go ahead and think about it. I go, there's not, okay, but there's nothing to think about. Well, you don't get upset. I'm not upset. I'm just not saying yes.
Yeah.
No. So then Ronnie calls. And the same thing. And we kind of talked about it. And he said, they want, it was all they. I'm getting stuff from fans and stuff from the record company wants us to go back. I'm going to get Jimmy Bain back in the band, Craig Goldie back in the band, because the new record company wants as many of the original DIO players as somebody wants to sell tickets, right?
Right.
Okay. But Tracy, you could play, rhythm guitar. Well, that's no fun. That's no fun. I mean, I love playing rhythm guitar, but DIO's a one guitar band. We're not AC/DC. We're not Aerosmith. I know. I'm telling DIO this. I know. I go, wait, I got an idea. Let's add another singer. He goes, stop. I know what you're getting at. I go, I don't mean that, but you get my point. I'm like, come on, man. I was in the band for 6 years and now doing my thing, and now you want me to stop doing my thing and stand in the back and shine shoes. I go, no thanks, man. I mean, I would rather choose to leave the band and let you guys go on, do what you want to do, than stay in the band just so I could say, oh, everybody, I'm in DIO. Like, right. That's not why that's not why I joined the band. I joined the band to make music the way that I know how. not stupidly, the way some record company told me to do it. Like, what do they know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
did,
that was it. It was just one day. It was like the live album had already come out. We're getting ready to go to. It was like March or April. We're going in the summertime. We're going to go to Europe and play some festivals, play with the Scorpions, this and that. But you're not going to be the lead guitar player. You're going to be the rhythm guitar player. No, you're going to go to Europe with Craig Goldie without me. That's what you're going to do, and that's what they did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
Did you keep in touch with everybody afterwards?
I did my side when Christmas. Every time this time of year would come around and be close to Christmas, we had a Christmas party. It was one big happy family. So now I'm out of the band, but I called anyway because it's Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas. Left a message. Never heard back. Nothing. Just Merry Christmas. Hope everybody has a good time. I didn't go to the party. I'm not in the band anymore, remember? So in other words, when you're out, you're out. Well, I guess I could suck ass and call every day, but I'm not going to do that. I wasn't brought up like that, if you know what I mean. No. But I did call out of niceness and say, Merry Christmas. I'm kind of used to them being my family on Christmas, that part of my family. I could have just called back. I left a message, I think, at Wendy's place. And no return. That's it.
6 years.
So you're talking about since 1990, whatever it was, 97?
99, stopped in 99, I left.
And since then, you didn't really talk to Ronnie or anybody from that camp?
Never. No. It's
Right,
cool.
right.
It's cool. I get it. I don't dislike anybody, but I'm just saying that's it.
No, and no disrespect to anybody at all.
You know-
I'm just
No, they don't think about me. They don't care. It doesn't matter.
I was talking to Tracy. I was talking to someone last week. We lost Ace Frehley and then Ozzy, and and the one that hit me the hardest. I mean, I literally had to stop what I was doing, and I couldn't do anything the rest of the day. Was when Ronnie passed. How did it affect you when you heard the news?
Yeah, well, I hadn't talked to him it was 10 years. 99 I left. It was 2010 when I think he passed or got sick or something. And I hadn't talked to him at all, so I wasn't really that close to him. And when I was with him, it was, of course, I was his friend, but it was like a business partnership. So now we're done, and I haven't talked to him. So of course it's devastating, and it's a huge loss because that's a huge talent right there. I mean, from way back before me and after me, and so it was just a huge loss, and I was real. He would have went on forever and kept doing his. He was a hard working guy, and on the road of all singers, he never even missed a show when I was in the band. Even if he got a cold or got sick, he just sang maybe not the same notes, and he sang different notes that he could hit. That's tough on a singer. And when they get sick, I got sick many times, but I don't sing.
Yeah.
It's different. But he was a working madman. First one at practice, last one at practice. He cared. He cared how the guitar sounded. He cared how the snare drum sounded. Major respect to Ronnie. So
was he in the studio for the whole album, for both those albums, like all the time?
Yeah.
Through the vocals, through the guitars, the drums, all the tracks.
If I did guitars, he was there.
He was
Drums, everything. Of course, his vocals, so mixing, everything. It's his babies.
Yeah, you got that. Ronnie was the boss, man.
You got to respect him for that, and he was one of the greatest singers that there could be for any style of music, probably
For decades.
For hard rock. I mean, does it get any better than that? I mean, there's other great singers I know, but Ronnie. There I am struggling my whole life till I'm like 30 years old with trying to find a decent singer for me, and I went through a couple guys and they were okay, but I always needed a better singer. Mandy Lion, it was really, really different at least, and he had some stuff going. So okay, but then I'm in a band with Ronnie James Dio. I mean, I hit the musical lotto.
Yeah, that's true.
Is what I
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Did,
And
No. I mean,
did you have any fan moments on stage where you're playing and you just look around you and you're like, oh my
every day,
gosh,
every
every
day,
day.
every night, just going, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh yeah. I never got used to that. Like I never got like, okay, I'm cool now. Never. Can't. It was always
Ronnie is the greatest singer of all time, if you ask me.
it was like could play out of my 4 or 5 Marshall stacks if I wanted, and if the PA was set, his fucking voice would cut right over the top of that shit.
Yeah.
And Vinny used to say, "Watch on the road, he gets stronger as we go. He doesn't get weaker." His voice was like a muscle. A voice is like like somebody lifting weights. He would get stronger as a voice, and I felt it. I would stand next to like that. There's a live video going around, bootleg from Milwaukee Fest we played. A Milwaukee Fest. It's live. It's a full concert. It's going around on YouTube, but it's going around. I've seen it. Somebody filmed it and put it, came out on the radio. We were just ripping. It was our first tour, Strange Highway tour in the States, Milwaukee. I would stand just next to him with the power of my guitar and hitting the chords and his voice. And you just feel like a king, At that point, you just feel like nothing can stop you because you got it all covered. And then Vinny on the drums and Jeff you don't got a weak link.
Right.
So there is no weak link. I don't care what anybody says. We weren't the greatest band in the world, but we were great at what we could do. We were giving the audience 1,000% of the meat. It was just so great, and I was so blessed and so fortunate to be a part of.
I think that's the lesson right there. I think
Tasting that. I mean, some guys never get there.
To put it in perspective, it's like you were with Led Zeppelin on stage in a way, right? You're one of the greatest all-time singers of all time, of metal or hard rock. You were with Ronnie James Dio on stage on his albums, performing with him. And even though like later on the Christmas cards didn't come around, you still had that gem of a moment.
Lived with his house. Tom Petty's cutting the lawn next door in Ronnie's spare room, getting up every morning, going to the studio to record Strange Highway, getting donuts on the way with Ronnie James Dio. I mean, what the fuck, man?
That's it.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And I thought about it, and my parents and my family couldn't have been happier for me because I have the most backing family.
Supportive, yeah.
I mean, oh my God. They came to Ronnie's house, and I had the big VHS camera and filmed him giving them a tour of his house and his closet and his room and his clothes he used to wear in the 80s. And he was so kind to my parents, knowing their support. So I have that on video somewhere, and it's him. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, it's like the lotto, the rock and roll lotto.
Yeah,
I mean, it's equivalent of that. I mean, and my dad would come on the tour bus with us and come home from Las Vegas if we were on our way home, and they would say, Tracy, go in the back lounge, and they would just pay attention to Dad because they knew Ronnie knew you got to support him, Dad, like this. He's going to treat him like a king, and my dad was in heaven.
I bet.
Can you imagine? I mean, yeah. And I'm just thankful that he got to taste that. He's not here now, but he got, that's huge.
You done good, son. You done good. That's what he's saying. You done good.
That's huge. Yeah, that's I wanted to be able to someday, if I couldn't buy them a new house, at least you want to give your parents back something that you earned or something you did, and that was the biggest thing. Yeah. I mean, I can't even, in words, I can't really find the right words to say.
No kidding.
How big that that was able to do that, and he was part of it. Ronnie, being the guy that he was, and so the question was, how did I feel when he passed away? Well, you can imagine, it was sad, and it's still sad.
Still sad.
That he's just, you listen to his voice, but if you get a chance, because his voice sounds even better than normal on that Milwaukee thing.
Milwaukee Fest.
It's live. I mean, it's really live. Somebody shot it with a camera, but it's a full concert. It's, oh my God. They simulcast it on the radio there when we played. It's called Summerfest in Milwaukee,
Yeah.
July. It was right around Ronnie's birthday. Oh my God. I mean, we're playing mostly Strange Highway stuff. Give Her the Gun. Hollywood Black.
The song "Strange Highways." Did you assist? Did you help in writing that?
Whole thing.
The whole thing.
Every song.
That was like it could have been a Black Sabbath song.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's because I love Tony Iommi, and we needed slow, doomy piece of shit like that. We needed something that's just like, how it is. Unbelievable. I do a flamenco little project right now with my buddy Gratz, and we did our first gig on Saturday, and we played a flamenco version of Strange Highways. But, oh, come on, man. It was a Halloween party, so it was supposed to be spooky. So that's a spooky song, a spooky riff, but no singing, just sound effects and, what I could do on the flamenco and my friend. I mean, beautiful. Song starts with acoustic guitar anyway. Yeah. Fucking kill. Love.
So what else are you doing these days?
I was laughing the whole song.
Yeah,
Well, a couple projects, real quick. 3 different projects. One called Dark Mile. We got 1 album out, almost ready to release our 2nd album. It's like 80s-ish, but a little modern 90s. Singer named Mark Huff. Played in Quiet Riot for a while. He lives in Washington. Paul Alfrey is the other guitar player. Producer. Records everything. I record the other things on my studio and send them to Paul. The bass player, Randy Overado. So we use both of our studios, record everything ourselves, master everything ourselves now. And we're mastering it right now. Dark Mile, fucking great. It sounds good. Tracy, you're playing with another guitar player. Yeah, I could play with 9 other guitar players. Did I want to play with one in Dio? Well, no, Dio's not too.
But you're the Dio now. You're the Dio guy. You're calling the shots. That's what the difference is.
So, Paul, the other guitar player, when he wanted to do the project, it's really his project. He goes, "Do this thing with me, man. You can do all the solos." I go, "I'm in."
Yeah.
That's where I get to speak. Paul's very good. He just, rhythm. Randy, the drums, we're just using programmed drums off our computers. If we ever do a live gig, we'll hire a real drummer, obviously. But so Dark Mile, CDs for sale, everything. We got website and all that stupid jazz, whatever. Okay, and then Randy Pratt. There's a man named Randy Pratt. He just hired me. Never met him yet, but I've worked for him for 2 years. He's from Cactus, Vanilla Fudge era.
Oh yeah. He
plays a bass player, monster bass player. Big fan of Dio. Big fan of World War III. Loves my guitar player. Appreciates it. Always wanted a guitar player like me. He knew of me back then, but he never, got a hold of me. Was too busy doing other things. Carmine Appice's on the first album I already did with him. But on the first album I did, there's Vinnie Moore and Bumblefoot and all these people. He has all these singers, all these bass players. He hires all kinds of musicians. On the next album I did with him, it's not out yet. Vinny did all the drumming. I did all the guitar playing. He did all the bass playing. He got 2 singers. We made videos for the thing. It's called Ruffins 4. It's fucked up. I mean, it's heavy metal, but it's wacky. And he rewrite like I've never written. I've never written in a project with this like this ever. Real artistic guy, Randy Pratt, Hyperspace Records. It's his label. I can't say enough about it. I'm gonna meet the guy. I haven't met him yet.
2 years. It's
Everything.
about time. It's like a blind date.
Everything on the internet. You know how it goes these days. Okay, that's that. And then my other project, my own personal project, it's called Mariachi. Now I changed the name to Electrified Mariachis because we're going to be able to add our electric guitars. There's 2 guitar players. Gratz is the other guitar player. He's a local great guitar player. That's really cool. I only like to play with cool people. Not attitude people.
No.
And a cool guitar player. We did our first gig on Saturday, like it was just me and him. Now I'm adding Randy as a bass player and Chuck Castellanos to play percussion. So we're like a mariachi, but it's electrified too. So we could play flamenco, and if we do Strange Highways, we'll pick up our electric now and add that, so it'll be a little bit more noisy and heavy and scary. We're really good. We're really electric guitar players, but we like to mess with flamenco guitar players. So we love that whole sound. Jimmy Ola, Al Di Meola, and John McLaughlin, and Gypsy Kings and Santana. As much as Sabbath, I love all that. I love that stuff. Can't play it that well, but that's hard to play. That kind of stuff is hard to play. I don't play like anybody. I don't play like any of them. I don't try to be anybody. I just like what I like. I do my best. We have 1 album already out. If you could text me or even on how you message me your address, I'll send you an album.
Perfect.
Oh, cool.
Amazing.
And then I put up I also put up my own CDs, solo CDs, heavy metal instrumental. I just put it out called Handed Time. It's for sale on my Bandcamp, it's called. But if you give me your address, I'll send you guys one.
Yeah, send us your links too. We'll be happy to post it so people know how to reach out and purchase.
What's that?
You send us your own links as well, and that way we know people can go on and purchase.
I made business cards with my little QR code. The QR code, you scan it, and you get all my links.
Perfect.
Look at you.
I'll send them all to you. Just send me your address.
All right.
Jimmy handles all that.
He's a business. I'm the secretary.
Does this podcast have a time limit on it?
No, the time limit is whenever we're bored, we kind of stop.
Or we get hungry.
A lot of them stop. A lot of them only
No, because this is not the free version. The free version stops at 30 minutes.
Oh.
This is the paid version. So we're good. We're good. Listen, Tracy, it's been wonderful having you on. Going through.
You guys are amazing, man. That you get it. You get it, man. And you ask meaningful questions to me. So thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Your time,
it's a pleasure.